Right, ladies and gents, I don't know if you guys are aware of this. I think some of you are, but we're getting close to Paul's retirement. So unfortunately, we got Craig Poulter to blame for that. He actually facilitated the fact that Paul was eligible for it. I didn't want that ever getting out, but unfortunately, it looks like it has. So now we are where we are, and we will have a new member of staff coming, which I will announce at the end of this. But what I thought I'd do is just take the time to spend with Paul, just go through it with him, some of his highs, some of his lows of being here, and just get his general thoughts and just try and find out what his plans are moving forwards. So Paul, okay, so shoot. I've got some quick fire questions for you at the end, but they've been formulated between myself and the guys. But just some real basic questions on, my first question would be, what was your favourite part of the job? You've been there for how many years? Was it two?
2.5.
2.5 years. So what was your, in those 2.5 years, what would you say was your favourite part?
Favourite part is probably getting to know the members.
Okay.
I used to be on the periphery of the golf club, being a downland member and only playing in the afternoons.
Yeah, but you've been a big part of the golf club historically, in as much as with your dad and stuff like that. So,
yeah, as a junior, etc. But I didn't know so many of the members, the newer members, if that makes sense. But so interacting with the members, Dormy House societies, customers, you know, from a retail perspective, call them customers, to the extent that a lot of them have become friends. So that's good.
I think, I don't know whether you feel this, is that because of our Dormy House being such repeat business, that you see these guys, they get to know you.
Yes.
You know, they even to the point they talk to you first name terms.
Indeed.
That's quite nice, isn't it?
It is, and there's at least one group who still come every year who I used to caddy for when I was a junior. The Hilton Potts group. And everyone knows them because they hire everybody.
Yeah, they hire everybody. Rodney's always here. Everyone knows that Rodney's about.
So that's nice, and some of the new, obviously since I've been working in the shop, some of the newer groups. To me, that I see, yes, they come in and they know me by name, and it's that's really nice. So.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously, with every upside, there is a downside. So what have you found potentially one of the most challenging parts of that role?
Dealing with customers as well.
It's fair, because it's not easy. I think for me, if I'm going to jump in and hopefully allow you to speak freely, is that as time's gone on, I think people are less tolerant and are more demanding. But that's what's your take on that?
Yes, and I would agree. I have had some retail experience in the past. As people know, may or may not know, I worked for Marks and Spencer's for a very short period of time, and that was like 15 years ago, 16 years ago now, and that was demanding, but I think working in the shop, it's been more demanding than that, because there's less of us. Quite often you're on your own, and you've got multiple questions, multiple issues at times coming up, buggies breaking down on the course, etc., and you're having to manage people's expectations to the best of your abilities. Sometimes you can't make everybody happy, and sometimes that's difficult to get across.
Did that side of it sort of surprise you, how varied the role can be?
Yes, it is.
And it's more physical than what you got.
Oh, I lost quite a lot of weight very quickly, having been working at Amex, sitting down for 8 hours a day, looking at people's computers, 5 days a week, 40 hours, to then doing over 40 hours on my feet all day, and then running around doing other bits and pieces, cleaning the golf balls, putting them in the machines, dispense, etc.
It's tough, but I get it, because we're eating on the hop. There's no our lunch hours and stuff like that. You're trying to keep everyone happy. So I get it. What you said, and I understand why you lost the weight. 100%.
Yeah, and not a bad thing.
Every cloud.
Yeah, every cloud, yeah. So whilst obviously I did 2 or 3 test shifts before I started,
Yeah.
it still was I wasn't completely prepared for the role. And that's not a bad thing, but you can't show everybody everything.
No, and I think from that you're not. It's really hard to be prepared for that first time when it's just you as well.
Yeah,
That's a tough moment. So yeah, so I get that. And the person coming in after you, well, that will be something that obviously you'll be working alongside them.
yes,
And we will tell you who that is at the end of this. But yeah, it's something that they'll probably, it'd be quite nice if you can relay some of your concerns. And you know, there's probably days that you went home and thought, oh, I can't do it. You know, that might have gone through your head. I don't know.
There were days when I went home to Wembley and I thought, no, not going. I'm going to be on the phone in a minute. But like anything, you sit down, work through it, and it's like, okay, it wasn't me.
Yeah, no, and for me, from a boss's perspective, it's you are one of the most conscientious people that I know, to be honest with you, and the fact of you carry similar concerns that I do. You'll tell me you haven't slept, because you're fretting and worrying about certain things, and I really respected that as an employer, because it felt as if you can say you cared about my business, but the way I've always portrayed the golf club, we're part of the golf club. It's our business. We are the golf club, and that's the way I've never ever seen it as them and us.
No, and every time a customer comes in, I feel as though we're front line. We're representing the club. So when we have people coming to use the range, it's a case of, not, oh, here's your token, off you go. No, here's the ball machine, there it is. And we do a lot. What people don't see as well is when people come up and they're talking about joining the club, is how we welcome them into the shop and go, what questions have you got? Right, let's just show you the facilities. Here's the par 3, here's the range and the putting.
Yeah, and I think, and you know what, Paul, I'll give you credit for the fact that I think that was born of your passion for the golf club all along. From the fact that you were here as a junior, your dad, the whole thing. So you had that love and connection to Seaford Golf Club.
And I see that with some of, and you see that with quite a lot of the members as well. And I see it a lot with Brian Bedford, Dave Winter, because again, they were juniors, Nigel Benson, all juniors at the time I was.
Yeah.
So there's quite a, both Butch and Gaz Walker, all these people were, Carl Valentine, all members.
Yeah.
Roger
Hyder, if you want to go.
Roger Hyder as well,
From Roger over the time.
Indeed. So there's quite a few, the Alan Herbert and his brother, who come as visitors still. So all these people, have a great passion for the club and like the club to be presented and represented.
I think that's what, for me, that's what makes a club, doesn't it? Yeah.
Especially a members club.
Yeah. Right, sorry, digress slightly there. I want to try and keep this on track. I don't want to keep you because you wanted to get home to. So, that's a good thing actually coming on to this. What are you going to do in your spare time?
I'm going to play a lot of golf. I'll be practicing. I've got, as you know, I've got golf tech.
Oh, you're not sure of a gadget? No, that is very true. But then I think that comes from your analytical background as well.
Yeah, it helps, I think. But so I'm going to try and play lots more competitions. I'm in all the knockouts this year. I'll be getting lessons from you, coming to you for lessons as well. Just want to develop my golf game to the best of my ability. And also, personally, if that's a golf thing, I'm looking to just relax and do a few holidays and what have you. So we're going up to Liverpool for a classical music concert in September. Wendy's got us booked on a cruise, the Jurassic Coast cruise, I think they call it, although most of the dinosaurs will be on the boat rather than on land. So it's that sort of thing that we're just relaxing, not having to work weekends, so seeing the children a bit more as well. Although they've left home, working at the weekends means it's not always possible
No, it's
to
hard.
catch up with.
That's a tough part of the role. Any targets for retirement, like golf to start with, and then personal as well?
Yeah, I think the golf one I've got. Andy Taylor's probably the only person that I've spoken to about, because we had a nice little chat. As I'm aiming to get, so my WHS at the moment is 4.7. My goal is to get down to 3 within the next 12 months. So that's hence lessons and trying consistency, etc. Also playing, as I say, I'm playing in some of the knockouts. Look to do well in some of those and enjoy the foursomes as well.
You always had a passion to learn, because a lot of the times when I come in for a lesson, you would be keen to know what words of wisdom I might have impacted upon, and I could always tell that you were, thinking, oh, I wonder if that would work.
Yeah,
so I could see that where you were coming from.
And that's when I was helping, especially when a couple of years ago we had what I would call a really successful ladies taster sessions. Those groups, and I was, when there was at the beginning, when there's a lot of them, I was
that your mixed foursomes partner has come from that.
Indeed, and we got quite a lot of newer lady members through that, so it was successful. But what was interesting was the basics. You went back to starting at the rear, just grip, stance, everything, and it helped focus, and that's when my handicap came down from 8 down to 4.7, because actually I then started thinking more about, okay, not just wandering up to the ball and giving it a whack, okay, just
perhaps go a bit more systematic.
yes, indeed, process.
Yeah,
process.
Yeah, but then I suppose you lived your life with process with computers. You've always had that.
But to then transfer
into
indeed,
it'd be cool.
Yeah. And
personal life,
that's go and see the album a bit more.
Yeah.
And in the next year, hopefully, I'd like to see Albion do the double over Palace again.
For those who don't know, Paul is an avid Brighton fan. Okay. But now, right, so that's where I'm going to cut it, and we could talk for a long time about certainly lots of things to do with the golf club. If I got Paul onto the subject of technology, we could run a series. It'd probably be an 8-part episode. But I'll stop there. I've got some quick fire questions for Paul, which have come from me. Okay, and I had a chat with the guys in the shop, aimed at potentially seeing how he reacts. Let's see how he reacts to it. Okay, so. Let me just make sure, because I put them in an order, then I had to change the order. Okay. So, first question, it's quite simple. Favourite brand golf equipment?
This moment in time, TaylorMade.
TaylorMade. Okay, good. Who is your favourite member?
Favourite member?
Does he look nervous? Can you see him begin to sweat?
Days. I don't have a favourite member. I literally don't have a favourite member.
Okay, no, I'm not that mate. But I will pass you on to the next question. Who's your least favourite member?
Oh, Gary Hollands.
Gary, unfortunately, mate, you've won that one. Right, on to the course. Okay, you've played for a lot of years. Favourite hole on the golf course? You can only have one.
This is going to upset some of our members, but I'm going to say the 18th now.
Okay. Yeah, nice.
You
love the look of it.
I love the look of it. Well, we played
this morning.
We played a few holes this morning, and it's going to be more challenging. People are going to have to think about it more.
I think even from our conversations from this morning, I think you will now look at it slightly differently from our conversation to what
100%.
How it's going to end up playing.
And also depending on the team.
Yeah, we played with the wides. So
we played. So that was the shots would have been slightly different thinking wise, depending on the team. But certainly off the whites, if you're like me, you don't whack the ball 300 yards. Then it's a much more thinking hole.
I think it's strategic.
Yeah, strategic. That's a good view.
Right. Would you rather? Okay. Would you rather hit every fairway for the rest of your life, every green for the rest of your life, or never free putt for the rest of your life?
Every fairway.
Every fairway. Okay. You do that now anyway. So
Yeah, I want to continue, but that for me that leads on because again it comes from a distance off the tee perspective. If I'm on the fairway, I've got a
you feel
chance.
comfortable.
Yeah, if I'm hitting it.
But I would say that, like, and this, you're going to think this is a pun, I do believe that TaylorMade driver, the QI10, when you got fitted for that, that was a big, that's a massive winner in your arsenal.
Oh, yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
And
you drive the ball well. Anyone who has played the ball should know to expect to watch and see him down the middle of the fairway.
And I've bored the pats off people about my 9 wood and the 7 wood as well in that range. So it's just a great club.
Okay, right. Favourite Brighton player of all time? So you've watched a lot of games, we understand that. Or they might, you guys watching might not understand that. But yeah, he has watched a lot of games.
Oh, it's different generations, but if I had to pick one, it'd be Bobby Zamora.
Bobby Zamora. Okay. Well, he ended up at my team. So he saw the error in his way and ended up at the right side.
He saw the error in his ways and came back to the right. Yeah.
Right. So these I do move off slightly in a moment, but something that we've certainly seen gather speed, I think, is you'll understand this question now. I've got who's your favourite PGA Tour player, and then I've asked for your favourite live player because we do actually have quite a lot of live golf on in the shop.
Yeah. Live golf. I've loved seeing Anthony Kim win a comp.
Yeah.
I think that's
just been inspirational. That's been
great story. If it had been on the PGA Tour, it would have been an even bigger story than it is now. Don't really have I like to see Rahm do well.
Yeah.
I like to see Rahm do well. But the star of the show, whether you like him or not, is DeChambeau. He drags in people.
Yeah.
So it's for live, DeChambeau is better. But for me personally, I'd probably say Rahm.
Rahm. So if you were saying PGA Tour, who would you say there? Who would be your?
Who's my favourite?
Yeah, favourite.
Favourite now or ever?
Ever. You can go ever.
Tiger.
Okay.
Because he changed golf.
Yeah, I think he changed. I think that in itself is a conversation that is, I actually feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. I don't mean that in a condescending way. I feel that he looks like a bit of a troubled man. So yeah.
I'm ignoring.
What's going on
outside of golf? His as an agent for change. You look at everybody now. They're all working out. They're all doing everything that he did.
Right. Okay. Moving on now. This is a bit more football orientated. It might stress you a little bit. This one. Would you rather hold the winning putt for the Ryder Cup or score the winning goal against Crystal Palace?
Goal against
Palace. I told you that he has a very high football ethic behind him. Okay, still following with the football thing. Would you rather Brighton win the Premier League or England win the World Cup?
Win the Premier League.
I had to.
England are never going to win the World Cup.
That wasn't what I said. Paul has travelled with England and been an England fan, so if you have been in the shop and chatted to him, you would understand that he does have a passion for the nation as well.
I think in the 80s when I was going and 90s when I was going to England home and away, it would have been a different answer. But Brighton were also not in the top division, so it wasn't. It would always be England at that time, but now definitely Brighton win the Premier League.
Right, you was almost saved from the last question. So this is our last 10 quickfire question. Would you rather have a romantic meal with Wendy or play golf or go to a Brighton game?
I'd go out for a meal with Wendy.
That is the correct answer. Paul, no, thank you ever so much. That was just a bit of fun.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time. I've appreciated your work ethic. I've appreciated your loyalty. There's many things that I can't stress how grateful I am. but for every time, a good time, then unfortunately you're going to leave us, and then it poses an opportunity for someone to join us.
Indeed.
So the person who will be joining us is already a member of the golf club, and it is someone that you guys do know, and it is Matt Balcombe. So Matt will be starting his first shift tomorrow. Will be in store. We would hope that you will make him as welcome as you have made Paul. And just as a final note, I would just like to thank Paul once again for all of his time and efforts.
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity. It's been great fun.